know that cringe in your stomach you get when you watch one of those high-altitude videos where a daredevil will record themselves performing dangerous acrobatic maneuvers like handstands and cartwheels on the edge of a skyscraper ledge? Or the feeling of the air sucked out of your lungs from the anxiety as they claw onto a tiny part of the ledge with their fingertips as their feet dangle 200 stories up in the air, praying to God they don't slip and fall to their doom? That feeling is what our guest we are meeting today wants to bring to the world of extreme sports. Today's guest will talk about his burning passion for extreme sports, which has motivated his new journey of learning the skills of production. The Humanities Mass Communications Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Daniel Smith, to meet the new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, and operating cameras and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you will meet on this show are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student has written and directed 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves and the productions they've created, and give you the chance to get to know them and enjoy some of the work they've done during the semester. Our guest today has recently started to follow his passion in the TV production. We would like you to meet today's guest, Bryant Carter. Bryant, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Daniel. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Awesome.
Could you tell us a little bit about yourself? What are your hobbies and some of your interests?
Yeah, of course. I guess first I gotta start by saying, my family is number one to me. I don't know where I'd be today without them, and they support me through my every move. And, I've learned a lot from them. And I really feel like there's 3 things in life you need. You need family, you need to work hard, and then you get rewarded.
Always important.
That's what I was raised on ever since I was a kid. So I'm very fortunate to have the family I have. We're all healthy, and we're all kicking, and we have bright futures. So, just one day at a time. So this is my family lake house here, and this is actually in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and that's where Flight 93 went down on September 11th in 2001. So it's kind of ironic. It hits home for us as a family because my dad works for American. This is the memorial up there. It's really in the middle of the nowhere. I mean, it is farmland, and there's a lot of Amish people up there. There's more Amish people than there is civilian life. So that's where the plane actually went down. So like I said, it really hits home. And, from my grandfather, I really learned from working hard, you can have whatever you want in life. So I started young. I was in construction, and I've done masonry throughout the years. And these are just a couple projects I've done over over the span that I've had pictures of. And,
impressive.
I can operate machinery. I've really done it all since I've been a kid. Yeah, this is a little job I got on my own. A grading project. Someone needed, it leveled out. So that's the finished product. That was in Easton, I think, but I wish I could get a job like that every day. I tell you what. But like I said, the last thing is reward in life. So for me, it's sports, and it's it's motors, it's cars, it's boats. It's anything that goes fast and anything, that sucks gas, really.
Oh, wow.
Ever since I was a kid, I worked my tail off. This was the first car I bought with my own money. I saved every penny, literally, over the years. And, all this stuff has kind of inspired me to do production because I like taking rolling shots, a lot of cool stuff. I just like to bring it to a different aspect, professionally, rather than just homegrown videos.
I understand that. Well, that was beautiful. So, Brian, could you tell us why you decided to take the TV production courses?
Yeah, of course. At first I was on the edge, and I really didn't know what I was going to do in life. I've done a couple of different degrees here at NCC, and then honestly, long story short, I ran into Professor Gold one day, and he convinced me to, that it really, if you do the work, and you do have a burning desire for it, in the long run, it can work out for you. But you got to do the work, like I said. So that's important. It's a very tough industry. So
yeah, that's understandable. What are some of the most useful things you've learned in this course?
So far, I would definitely say, filming techniques. Um, you know, the the 6 guidelines for good composition, obviously, the rule of thirds, lines of grace, those are all filming techniques, obviously, and then, working into the Avid, editing with Avid, when to set markers and ins and outs, and just being able to cut on the action. So being able to edit the videos so you cut on the action, so it's just one continuous movement, rather than you noticing it's different cuts.
It's always something good to learn. Please tell us about student studies, cup of tea, nature, and the orange projects you've created.
Yeah. So student studies was my first, production that I did here at NCC. At first, I filmed myself, and I really didn't know what I was doing. I thought I could get away with it. I thought I didn't need an actor, and then I really learned fast that that wasn't the case. You definitely need people. You definitely need actors. My mom, my dad, and my sister helped me out a little bit here. My mom, she wasn't too excited at first, but she had fun. She thought she was a Hollywood actress for a little bit.
She did it out of motherly love, just to help you out.
Of course. She's always helping me out. Next, this is my cup of tea project. I'd say I came a little. By this project, I came along. I knew things like I was talking about before, more like 6 good lines of the 6 guidelines of good composition, rule of thirds, cutting on the action. I feel like on this project is when I really learned about cutting on the action, and I really honed that skill for better. And this is my nature project. It was filmed in Southport at the beach.
Oh, okay.
So, as we go on with the projects, they get more advanced and more advanced. You kind of got to take everything you learned and put it into one. And for this one, I really felt like I got the shift focus down and the poor man's dissolve really good. I don't know where I got the idea, but I was getting low shots on the ground of seashells and rocks on the beach, and it turned out perfectly. But I kind of, bit on my words on this one. I said, don't film yourself, but this is my orange project. I ended up using myself. This is still in production. I do want to make some changes at the moment, but I had so many different ideas. I want to do a crime, I want to do a drama, a thriller, and I just said, I'm just going to make it easy. I'm going to make sure I have, just the right things in it, like, the 6 good lines, the 6 guidelines of good composition, rule of thirds, stuff like that.
Alrighty. I love the projects. They're very interesting.
Thank you.
So, Bryant, could you please tell us about your best project?
Yeah, at this point, it's up in the air. But as a completed whole, a project, I definitely say my student studies is completed the best. It's definitely my best piece so far. Everything's edited. It still needs a little work, but everything's edited for the most part, where I don't have to go back and change anything around. So in this project, I just felt like this was my best work I've done so far, altogether as a whole. Nothing specific, really.
Yeah. Look, it looks like it was well orchestrated. I can see that you took more care and time to kind of focus in on what you wanted to do.
Right.
It looked a lot more planned out.
And I was learning too at the time. It's kind of ironic how it works, because I was honestly learning. I didn't know as much as I should probably, and in the end, it ended up probably being one of my best.
Okay, it's interesting. So, what book was she even reading?
Oh, that was actually a New York Film Academy book.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, I should have had the spiral notebook, but.
Alrighty. You mentioned a variety of things you've learned in this course. What was the most interesting and important skill you learned, and how will you put it to use?
Well, definitely, the different filming techniques, I would say. Like I keep repeating the 6 guidelines of good composition, rule of thirds, lines of grace. I really had no idea what they were at first, and they had anything to do with filming. So learning the technique and learning what you should do and what you should capture was definitely huge for me, and I feel like I can bring that into what I want to do later on in the future. And obviously, the Avid was great to learn too. like I said, I'm not a pro, but I've learned how to, edit the scenes so you cut on action and they don't look edited, and which is important.
Yeah, it's a good starting point. Well, Brian, I wish the best of luck for you and any of your future projects.
Thank you,
And
Daniel. I
good
appreciate
luck.
that.
No problem. Today we got to meet someone who's shown us and what inspired him to start his journey in TV production, what he plans to achieve in the future. As a new TV director, he hopes to apply what he has learned here at NCC and apply it to his own productions and eventually into the professional workforce. He also plans to use the new knowledge from TV1 to create a new taste for exciting extreme sports videos. We would like to thank our guest, Bryant Carter.
It's good to be here.
No problem. We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you and have a great day.
Jigsaw 1000.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Daniel Smith, directed by Brian Garcia. I'm your announcer, Brooke Cirillo. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.
Nice.
Let's look out, you're recording.
No, I can do burnout right here.